Okay, hello everybody, it's Connor from Cinity Gaming. Today doing the GerudokuFaithful Resource Pack for Minecraft Resource Spotlight. And as you can probably tell, these audio levels are going very high, I'm on my own today. One good reason, one bad reason why that is. Sorry, that fade there was a bit pointless, but I had my capture software pester me again saying, "Oh, the sound card you selected isn't recording audio. Do you want to continue recording?" So I had to deal with that. So that's why that edit was there. Anyway, back to reasons why no one else is here. Peter's been in Finland and he's literally just arrived back in the country, so I thought I'd better not pester him. And Phil is busy playing Crackdown. Is it Crackdown? He's busy playing something. And he couldn't be bothered to turn up, like he has done for the last 4 weeks. Anyway, on to this texture for Minecraft. This texture pack is, or resource pack I should say, is for Minecraft 1.6.2. I think it might work with 1.6.1, I don't know. It should do, not really much difference. And yeah, I've been talking mainly over the blocks, but you just saw all the blocks a minute ago, and now this is all the wool and clay that's incorrectly labelled, because the colour of the clay doesn't resemble the label that it's given, so that's why I'm saying it's incorrectly labelled. Yes, I don't particularly know how to pronounce the name of this resource pack. It's something like GerudokuFaithful or GerudokuFaithful. It's something similar to Dokucraft, basically, and a lot of the blocks look very similar. The iron ore block, which you saw about a minute ago, in my opinion resembles vomit. So yes, you have my opinion on one of the blocks. And signs, I don't know. I didn't really look at them, whether you can read them, because I remember last week when we did the... was it simple as that? I can't remember. One of them, there was a problem with eyes and stuff, like there was a massive space after a lowercase I. So yeah, the signs look okay on here, you can read them quite easily, from what I just saw a second ago. And yeah, I think this is a very nice texture pack to play with, or I should say resource pack really, but so far I've never actually come across a resource pack where you can, well, where there's sounds. I don't know, if you have come across one, put it in the comments and maybe we can do a review on it next week, because I would quite like to find one with sounds in it. And yes, now we're on to the items in Minecraft, or the block items, so blocks that do stuff, like pistons, TNT that blows stuff up, your good old bed, skips you to dawn. Anvils, I only realised what they did a few weeks ago. I was a bit stupid, but Phil told me. And they repair your tools and stuff, and you can rename them. So if you wanted, you could call your pickaxe Bob, or something. Anyway, enough of that. I do have to say, I think this is a very nice texture. It does resemble Dokucraft so much. That a minute or a moment ago, you just saw me open up the interface for the hopper, which looks like the default Minecraft one. And I'll show you later on what the actual crafting slash inventory, not crafting, the creative slash inventory interface is like. There's the lava and water. That looks pretty nice. I don't know whether it's like Dokucraft where you need to patch it beforehand, because, well, I didn't, but I'm running on the patched version, so you might have to have MC Patcher for this, but I don't think you do. And here are all of the mobs. Some of them look very similar to the normal Minecraft one. You'll see those in a moment. The slime, yeah, they're right. They look very similar on every texture pack, pretty much. The Endermen look pretty similar. Cave spiders, now they do have a lot of detail put into them, I have to admit, on some texture packs. The one that is normally kept the same is the witch. Don't know why that is. And yes, unfortunately, you've got to miss out on Peter's animal dying sounds this week. Don't know whether if you like them or not. If you've seen, I think it's probably the reviews for the last, or resource spotlights for the last, either 3 or 4 weeks, but you've heard when I put animals in the lava, Pete would always go like, dying animals and stuff, which my impression of it was terrible. Yes, Peter especially used to like doing the horses, and I don't know why. Mushroom, yeah, that's the mushroom. Looks like he's just got giant toadstools on top of him. I didn't know until today that you could get baby ocelots. So if you spawn 2 in on the same spot at the same time, you get a baby one as well as an adult one. That looked like a mule to me, and then I got a horse's rear end in my face. Now that one luckily survived, however this one wasn't so lucky. Now into the nether. Just pretty much normal. Nether rack is purple, and it looks like cobblestone, but it's purple. So that does look quite nice, I have to admit. Glowstone, that looks nice, and the mushrooms look like massive toadstools. There's a ghast that looks like he's been crying. Poor thing. Wow, should it be really? Should I have sympathy for it? I don't know. Zombie pigmen, they're camera shy. They're refusing to have their faces shown in the video. Either that or they don't have faces. The blazes, they're pretty much the same as the default pack, and the magma cubes are pretty much the same as well. The ghasts, yeah, they just look like they've been crying for days. And yeah, gotta do my typical ending to this scene by hitting the blazes. Now this is what I'm on about with the interface. Sorry about all the debug information being up at the back, but the hotkey for my unpaused video is F3, which is the same for the debug screen. The interface looks very different on the crafting, not crafting, inventory / creative than it does like as you saw earlier, the hopper one. I don't know whether that's true for crafting or whatever, but certainly the one for the hopper is definitely the default one. But other than that, I do like this interface. I think it looks very nice. It looks sort of like Dokucraft. It's not exactly the same. And the menu, that doesn't look a lot like Dokucraft. Well, it might do, I think. I don't know. So, yes, that's pretty much the same as Dokucraft. Wow, I just said it wasn't. I'll let you decide that because I can't really. And here is our ending NPC village. I also will tell you this resource pack does have a splash screen with it, but as I say, since a few updates ago, it's just loaded incredibly quick, that it's too quick for me to capture it now. So yes, unfortunately, if you want to see the splash screen, you'll have to download it yourself. But other than that, I think that's it for this week, and hopefully Phil will be back next week. I think this is the 4th week in a row he's not been here. And I'll tell you now, if he's not here next week, then I'll be having words with him. So, yeah, hopefully Phil should be back next week, but don't know for definite. But anyway, see you then. Goodbye.